Good afternoon and welcome to our Spiritual Noonday Nugget. My name is Elder Pat Johnson, and you will find me today in Matthew's, the 11th chapter, the 28th verse, and also 1 Peter, the 5th chapter, and the 7th verse. Matthew, the 11th chapter, beginning at verse 28 says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly at heart, and ye shall find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." 1 Peter 5:7 says, "Casting all your cares upon him, for he careth for you." I thank God for the scriptures that was read in your hearing, and I give honor to God, to our pastor, Bishop Jonathan Wallace, to our First Lady, Lady Betsy Wallace, and to the ICM Manna Nation family. I thank God on today for each and every one of you that are listening on today. I want to encourage you on today that whatever it is that you are carrying that is too big and too hard for you, I encourage you on today to let it go. Give it over to Jesus and leave it there. You know, there are so many times in life as we grow up, we are encouraged to become independent. We are encouraged to be able to, as adults, take care of our own problems, to be able to be self-reliant and self-sufficient. And oftentimes in doing so, because it is our responsibility, we take on things sometimes that becomes more than what we can bear. We begin to believe that we are able to handle things that are never meant for us to handle. And instead of us giving it over to a God that can do everything that we need him to do for us, we'll take it onto ourselves. But we are encouraged to take everything that we go through and to give it unto God, to leave it at his feet, because God cares for us. So many times, you know, we carry the burdens of our families and things that we can't control. We struggle and we worry about our finances, and we have doctor reports that are not favorable, and so we hold on to that, and then we hold on to money situations and job situations that we cannot control, but we carry them and we continue to allow things to pile upon us to such a degree that it begins to affect us physically. It begins to affect us physically and spiritually. And then eventually, if you're not careful, it will affect you mentally. And that's where stress comes from. And these type of things cause our bodies to break down. It causes things like high blood pressure. It causes heart disease. It can cause strokes if we don't know how to release those things that we carry and give it over to someone who can carry it. In Matthew 11:28, Jesus bids us to come. He lets us know to come unto him. He says, all that labor and that are heavy laden. In other words, if you're doing the will of God, if you're doing everything that you know how to do, he tells us to come and give our burdens to him. He says, come unto him and leave it there. He told us that when we leave it there, that we will find rest when we give it over to him. Instead of getting headaches, instead of having migraines, instead of walking the floor all night long, instead of tossing and turning, just fall on your knees and pray and give it over to the one that can carry it. He tells us to take his yoke upon us. In other words, take his direction, take his leading, take his instruction, take it upon us, take his word and learn about the God that we serve. Learn about him to the point that we know that he's always with us, knowing that if we come to him, I heard one of our pastors say that he's a gentleman. He's not going to come and snatch our burdens away, but what he will do is that when we come, he will take it from us. But once we give it over to him, we have got to let it go. He lets us know that when we let it go, that we will find rest for our souls. Those things that we carry will be lifted off of us. Those problems and those situations and those struggles that you cannot control by yourself will be lifted if you take your burdens to the Lord, and if you leave them there, cast them on him and let it go. Don't pick it up again. Give it over to Jesus, casting everything, all of your hopes, all of your dreams, all of your sorrows, every one of your struggles, every one of your pains, whatever your situation is, whatever that thing is that is keeping you stagnated and keeping you bound. Take it over, cast it, give it away, give it over to the Lord and let it go. God bless you all, and continue to give it to Jesus. We thank you and have a blessed day. God bless you.